Hey guys, how you doing? Today I'm going to talk about the difference between a 40 Smith& Wesson round and a 10 millimeter round. Um, yeah, they are the same size projectile. They are the same diameter of shell casing, but that's where the similarity stops. Just in case those who are wondering, this is a 145 grain extreme penetrator for the 40 Smith& Wesson. Very cool looking projectile, very nice looking bullet. And this is a 200 grain hard cast for the 10 millimeter. Just for those who are wondering what these bullets were. Now the largest round in grains I believe you can get for the 40 is a 200 grain. You can get a 200 grain hard cast for it that actually does quite well. I believe the hard casts are better than extreme penetrators, but that's just my opinion. And the largest I believe you can get for the 10 millimeter is a 220 grain. I've never seen a 220 grain for the 40, but why would you want a 220 grain for a 40 Smith & Wesson? I believe that's the largest they make for a 40. And now the back, you can see the 40 Smith & Wesson has a smaller primer right here. Has a smaller primer than the 10 millimeter does. There's quite a bit of difference. I'm sorry for all the noise going on back over here. It's my bearded dragon is going crazy in his cage, and I can't stop him. So, if you know, don't mind the noise in the background, please. Now, the max pressure of a 40 Smith & Wesson is actually 35,000 psi in this round. 35,000 psi. That's pretty good. You know, at the max psi for a 10 millimeter is 37,500. So it's quite a bit more powerful there. Quite a bit more bang, I guess you could say. I guess you could look at the 10 millimeter as a 40 Super or maybe the 40 Magnum. You know, I guess you could look at it that way. Now the parent to the 10 millimeter is actually the 30 Remington. And that come out in 1906 is when it was introduced. The 30 caliber Remington was the parent round. A rifle round was the parent round to the 10 millimeter. That's pretty awesome. And of course, the parent round for the 40 Smith & Wessons, we all know, is the 10 millimeter, which is it's just weakened, neck down, bottled down. Well, it's not neck down; it's just bottled down, and quite a bit weaker. Now, the average velocity difference between these two. The 10 millimeter outperforms the 40, of course, by your basic 250 to 300 feet per second on your average round. And that's a big difference. Now, the design of the 10 millimeter come out in 1983. And it was used for a while. I mean, we all know the story behind that. I'm not getting into that. But it was too strong for the people who were using it. So they wanted a little bit weaker, more controllable round. So in 1990, the 40 Smith & Wesson was created. And that's what law enforcement, FBI, you know, police, anybody in law enforcement, that's usually their carry is a 40 Smith & Wesson. And they're kind of all, you know, 40, 9 millimeter. Now 40, believe it or not, is actually very, very similar to the 3840 Winchester round, which was introduced in 1874. Now that's not its parent round, it's just very similar to it. The velocity, you know, the feet per second, the energy, it's all very, very similar to the 1874 year, the 3840 Winchester, which come out in 1874. That's pretty cool. And also, the 40 actually exceeds the standard pressure of a 45 ACP load. I mean, that's pretty cool. Me personally, I would rather have a 40 than a 45 anyway. If I could have one or the other, that's just my preference. Now, I do own guns, handguns in both of these, and I love both of them. They are a great round. But if I had to choose one or the other, 10 millimeter is going to win. I mean, that's all there is to it. I will never choose a 40 Smith & Wesson over a 10 millimeter. Now, I would choose a 40 over a 9 millimeter, in some situations. But that's a whole nother video. So anyways, that's just a little information on the 40 versus the 10 millimeter, on what the difference is. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Comment down below. Let me know what you guys think. Is there something I left out? Is there something, anything? Just let me know what you think. Subscribe to Yellow Jacket, and we will see you guys in the next video.